Hi, so it's back again to this time talk to you through a presentation that I did for what's called Luban, which is the London University's Bioscience Education Network. We have colleagues at King's and at my former institution, UCL, who are responsible for Luban, and they invited me to do a presentation on the application of AI for teaching in the biosciences. And I started my presentation with this, which was an example from that my daughter brought home actually from school. She showed me this image and she said, I don't know what I'm looking at here. And I said, well, I'm not a bioscientist or I don't know anything about this. And so we used Google Lens, AI that's built into most of our phones, scanned it. I asked it to extract the text, which I then copied, pasted into ChatGPT, and then I got ChatGPT. No, that's the wrong one. That's also the wrong one, to explain in plain language what each of these images showed. And I showed my daughter how she could then interrogate that further and define the level that she wanted it to be defined at. I will share these slides and you can have access to the links to look at your leisure. One of the things that I think is really interesting in this space is the description of AI, particularly generative AI, as a black box, even by those that develop these systems. We don't know. So how often they come to the results that they come to. And that sort of mystery is emblematic of some of the problems here. It's not defined and definite. And it challenges us as educators because we like to be in a position that we know what we're talking about. And I thought this quote from Evelyn and John Dewey really gave us the nudge towards engaging with this, because without engaging with these tech, even though we don't know what's fully inside the black box or where it's going to go, we have a responsibility to teach our students about what's coming. And likewise, Yike Gua says, we face a choice: obsolescence or engagement. The use of the word embrace here is one that I'm a bit uncomfortable with, so I prefer engage. Anyway, I talked a little bit about the problems with trying to ban and detect and AI-proof things. I won't go into that detail now. And I use this image to represent the idea of cognitive dissonance, that we can think that it's amazing and terrible all at the same time. For all sorts of reasons, it's terrible. For all sorts of reasons, it's jaw-droppingly amazing. I showed some examples of where AI can make you cringe. So terrible anatomical diagrams, for example, an awful song that can be instantaneously generated, but at the same time, wow, how does it do this? That's the kind of result we're getting from people. But this, more importantly, is the kind of cringe we want to avoid, where academics are using AI to inappropriately and incorrectly. I won't dwell on that now. I showed some examples of customized GPTs. So this one here is a custom GPT, so a GPT that's been built. I've got it already open somewhere, haven't I? Why do I keep clicking on those links? Not that one. Here we go. A Biosciences Explorer. So it's using what's called RAG, retrieval augmented generation, to really focus attention on specifics of biosciences. And character bots as well, I think are really interesting. Do have a look at some of these here, using specific voices. So I'm aware that I have to keep under 5 minutes. I showed examples of the podcast system being used to summarize articles, and I shared a whole bunch of resources here. AI generated slides, ChatGPT wrappers for all sorts of tools for teachers, my own collection of resources, things from our National Centre for AI, in this case, Ideas for Assessment, and a bunch of ways that you can use these technologies. And that's the kind of thing we're trying to do, is to encourage people to think not wholly negatively, not evangelical, but a critical line down the middle. Where's the utility? Where's the possibility? Where can I use these? But what do I need to be alert to? So raising critical awareness. It's as applicable for bioscience or biotech educators as it is for all of us. Thank you for listening. I'm going to stop